Let's get started. All right, good evening. Welcome again. So section 1, last week we got up to roll back. So let's start this week by practicing a few times from prepare all the way through to roll back. So I'm going to turn and face the other direction, and then we can get moving together. So feet shoulders width apart. Make sure we run through that checklist really well the first time we start practicing. So look down at your feet, make sure they're perfectly straight. Nice soft knees, they're in line with our foot direction. Remember that weight is really centered over the whole foot, so the knees are directly in line. Lower back is nice and relaxed. Those shoulders are hanging down nice and low while the fingers touch the sides of the thighs, and we have that little piece of fruit under our arms. Lifting through the crown of the head, we have length from our crown down to our tailbone. Nice deep breath, and on that exhale, relax a little bit more. All right, opening. Rotate those arms and lift them up to shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Let the upper arms go down first, then the forearms and the palms till they sit in front of your hips. Shift your weight to the left leg. Turn 45 degrees on the right heel. Right arm reaches out towards 12 o'clock, left arm bends underneath and the arms close and we step. Lift the left arm up. Press down with the right palm, ward off left. Shift your weight to the right leg and turn everything 45 degrees on that left heel. We're going to rotate both arms as we shift our weight to our left leg. Bend that right arm underneath, close the arms and step out. Hinge the right arm up, press down with the left palm for ward off right. Keep that space between the arms as we turn them to the corner direction for roll back. Remember, the waist turning leads the arms to go to your other corner. Weights in the back leg. Okay, let's do it again and let's hit those checkpoints, okay? So let's get those very specific markers that we're looking out for as we practice, all right? Shoulders width apart, beautiful prepare position. Okay, opening. First one is shoulder height and shoulder width apart. Now press down until the hands are in front of your hips. Okay, ward off left. Shift left. Turn 45 degrees. Take a look down at your foot. How'd you do? We really want to set ourselves up. Okay, now right arm's reaching out, left arm bends underneath, and we're gonna close and step. So check, nice closed arm positions here towards the 12 o'clock direction, weights in your back leg. Now hinge the left arm up and press down with that right palm. Check here, one line with the left arm out to the side direction, and that right hand is in front of the hip, with what we call the tiger's mouth pointing to the center of the forearm. Remember, it's not back here, we're in front. Okay, now shift some weight. Turn everything 45 degrees. Take a look down at your left foot. It should be the same direction as your right foot. Okay, beautiful. Shift your weight to your left leg. Draw your right foot in and then step out to the 3 o'clock direction or straight. Okay, now we have that left arm on top, the right arm's underneath, weight in the left leg, and we're gonna hinge the arm up and press down with the left. Remember, there's about a fist distance between your fingers and your forearm, so it's relatively close. Torso's turned open and right elbow and knee are in line. Okay, now turning together to the corner, left palms to the sky, right hand is seated. Shift your weight back, turn from your waist, and arms go to your left corner, slightly down a little bit. Nice. How did we do? Thumbs ups go a long way, so does this. Are we feeling good? So-so? So a little bit is good, a little bit is so-so. All right, let's do it again. Let's get that flow. back. All right, so now we know the checkpoints. Let's really start to flow. All right, so from prepare, nice breath, relaxing our body, and then let the arms float up for opening. Ward off left, shift left, turn on your right heel. Reaching out, bend that left arm underneath and step. Pressing down and lifting up, go together, torso's vertical for ward off left. Shift your weight to the right leg, just enough so that we can turn on that left heel 45 degrees. Rotate both arms, right palm, fingers point down, left palm points down. Then bend that right elbow, close the arms and step, hinge that right arm up, ward off right. Rotate both arms to the corner. Shift your weight back, turn from your waist for roll back. All right, love it. Okay, any questions on what we've done so far? All right, are you ready to move on to press or Rima?
Yeah, at one point you said that this shape, whoops, this shape with the arms would be facing 12 o'clock. And I realized mine was facing, I don't know, like 2:30.
Okay.
I'm not quite sure how I was supposed to, I mean, I must not have twisted or something.
You're not turning your torso enough. So say I start this direction, okay? So say I'm starting from prepare to what's 3 o'clock, right? And I press down. So first thing is we turn our torso 45 degrees. The next thing is we're going to turn back to straight, okay? So we're turning here, and that might be where you're still open towards the side. So we want to turn from our waist here and then turn back open for the rest of the movement. Does that clear it up a little bit?
Yeah, maybe.
So if we're going straight to the normal direction, our torso turns 45 first, and then we turn back to 12 o'clock, and then we open up again towards the corner-ish direction. So yeah.
I'm not at 12 o'clock. I'm like, what am I doing?
You're just not turning your torso enough. You're a little here, like this. Okay?
Yeah.
Turn a little bit more from your waist. You'll get it. It's just a little bit more movement in the waist. That's all. So just a little bit more turning for that first movement so that we go from 45 degrees back to straight and then back to 45 degrees. I should say more than 45 degrees because 45 is here. So we're almost open. There you go. We'll work on it. We'll work on it, okay?
Okay.
It's all right. This is really hard. These first couple of movements are pretty difficult in terms of how much we're turning our waist. That the normal rule for a bow stance is to lean into it, but this movement right away, we're vertical. So there's a bunch of nuances within these movements that we'll continue to work on. All right. So let's practice one more time up until roll back, and we'll play around with that. Yes, that was it. That was it. Let's do it. That was perfect. So from prepare. All right. So opening, lift, let them float up, and then press down. Okay, shifting to the left, everything turns 45 degrees. We're gonna start sinking down and start turning our waist so that we step out and we're to 12 o'clock. Then we're gonna start turning our waist back as we lift up and press down. Now we're gonna shift some weight, and then we're turning everything 45 degrees. Now rotate both arms. Bend that right arm underneath, stepping out. And here our torso is open slightly towards the corner. That allows our elbow and knee to be in line. When we turn our arms for roll back, our torso is going to be to the straight direction. Then we're going to turn, our torso will be 45 degrees with the arms following the leg direction to the corner. Is that better? Good. These are great details, okay? We really want to start building that leg strength. We really want to focus on that turning of our waist and not making that turning of our waist a turning of our hips always, okay? So this is super important to be working on, all right? So today, we're going to really focus in on press and maybe add in push. It just depends on how we're feeling. So watch one time. We're going from roll back. I'm going to show you from the normal direction first, and then I'm going to turn and face the other way because it's a little bit easier to see. So we start in roll back. We're going to use our waist turning to bring our left palm to our right forearm. And then we expand up and out for press. Okay, so from this direction, we're going to break it down, okay? From roll back, we're going to turn and touch the forearm, and then we're going to expand out for press. Okay, so this movement is just using that push and support of our legs with the waist turning. So we really want to hone in on our leg direction and make sure that we're getting the most out of our legs while healing our knees with that proper alignment. So look down at your left foot, 45 degrees. Step out, nice bow stance. So you have those two lines between your feet. And remember, roll back. We're in that back leg. So check, is your right knee twisted in or is it in line? You're good. With your right foot direction, okay? Weight in the back leg, but remember, we're always leaning forward slightly. So the first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna turn our waist a little bit, and then we're just gonna move forward. Okay, so as you move forward, I really want you to feel that push and support. So from here, push back. Okay, now reset your waist. We're turning to the corner. We're gonna first turn and come in. Then we're gonna expand out. Now in this posture, we're not gonna be with our torso totally straight, okay? We're gonna be slightly open. We're not 45 degrees, but we're not straight. You're going to be in between, okay? So if you look at your camera for a moment, it's the difference of being here, which is straight, 45 degrees, or in between, okay? So we want to find in between, all right? So let's do it again. Nice waist turn, really focus in on those legs, weights in the back, lean into it, okay? Turning, turn, push forward. Check, knee over ankle. Are you leaning? All right, that's easy peasy, right? We got that. All right, so the arms, all right? We have our right arm is seated and we have our left palm facing up, okay? So remember, this is what we look like, okay? Our left fingers point to our right forearm. Beautiful, okay? So what's gonna happen? We're gonna end up here, okay? So you're gonna end up with your left palm touching your forearm. Really touch the whole palm. So it's not wrist, it's not gonna be the elbow, it's gonna be touching that center of your forearm and it's kind of angled to the side, all right? So how do we get there? Going from the normal direction, all right? We have our right arm. It's going to turn and come in. So there's a little circle there, okay? So we're not just gonna go from here to this. Okay, do you see the difference of here to here versus here to a little curve? Tiny little things, right? Okay, so from here, small curve, and what happens? That palm is facing the sky, and this should feel like ward off right. Okay, so that left palm is facing the sky. That left palm is going to turn over so that it can meet the center of your forearm. Okay, so we have to make these two things work together. All right, so our right arm and our left palm facing the sky, remember, like this. Okay, right arm's here. You're going to turn and touch. See how you can see the fingers right here? Okay, and we're close into our body. Now expand up and out for press. Okay, so this movement should feel like ward off right. If you drop your hand down, I'm going to show you, okay, from a different direction. If we're from roll back and we go into press and expand out, watch. Ward off right's a little bit more open. Press is a little closed and touching the forearm. Okay, so we want to find the similarities in movements. Remember, Tai Chi is like learning a bunch of different pieces and putting them all together in different ways. Okay, so this arm shape, this final arm posture is the same with ward off right or press. It's just going to be our waist is open a little bit more in ward off right and a little bit more closed in press. Okay, so let's try it again. Just the arms for roll back. So we're to the corner direction. We're going to touch the palm to the center of the forearm, and it's nice and close to your body. Then we're going to expand up and out. Remember, elbows down a little bit. Okay, so we're not level, relax down, and our torso is slightly open. Feeling good? Any questions on the arms? All right, let's put it with the legs. Okay, yeah, so this one is not 45 degrees, okay? So ward off right is more 45 degrees, okay? Press is not, it's in between straight and 45 degrees with our torso direction, okay? So let's do it from roll back, nice bow stance, really sink into that left leg, step out to wherever's comfortable. So check, can you pick up and then step back out? Okay, roll back. Press, bring that arm in and touch to the center of the forearm. Expand up and out for press. All right, check. Elbow and knee in line. Really pressing into the center of your palm or your forearm. And we're looking dead ahead. How do we do? Yes. All right, looks good. Looks really good. All right, let's do it a few more times, okay? Then we're gonna practice together, and I think today we might add push, okay? Press is a pretty easy movement compared to everything else that we've learned so far. All right, so from roll back, nice bow stance, touching the center of your forearm, expand out for press. Check, are you leaning? Elbow and knee in line is achieved by the torso direction, so we're not to the side, we're not too far. Elbow and knee in line. Nice. Okay. Yes, question? All right. Let's do it from prepare all the way through to press. Then we'll break down on push. Okay? So from prepare, beautiful footwork. Float the arms up for opening. And then press down, upper arms, forearms, and then palms. Shifting left, turn on your right heel. Reach out with that right arm, bend the left arm underneath, and then turning back with that torso, lifting up and pressing down, go together, ward off left. Shift right, turn on your left heel. Rotate both arms, close and step. Hinge that right arm up, press down with the left for ward off right. Keep that connection between the arms, rotate them to the right corner. Shift your weight back, turn from your waist, roll back. Little circling, touch the palm to the center of the forearm and expand up and out for a press. Doing good? Looking good. Nice final postures. Very nice. I love seeing how far you're already coming. All these little details are changing everything. All right. Any questions before we move on? All right. Ready for push? Oh, yes.
Just really, are both stance positions with the waist not quite forward, or the shoulders, I guess is what I'm really asking.
Do you mean ward off right and press?
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Ward off left, I guess.
The two ward offs, the first two movements?
Well, we're doing a bow stance facing 12 o'clock first.
Okay, yes. When we're doing this one, we're to the corner. Okay, maybe a little bit more open. Yeah, we're more open. So this is straight. Okay, this is corner. We're in between. Okay, for ward off left. Okay, so straight is here. If I turn too straight, then there's no way I can keep my left knee in line. If I don't turn enough, then my left arm is going to be past that corner. So that left arm direction really tells us where our torso should be. So there it's less than, I don't know how you want to say it, less than corner, more than straight. Okay. And in press, it's going to be the same position, but with a different leg forward. So that's the confusing thing there.
Can you
Is that helpful?
do the arm for the press again?
Absolutely. Do you want to see it from this direction so you can see it more?
Yes, please.
Okay. So the first thing is that right arm. It goes from the corner and it's going to come in as you turn your waist. Okay, so the waist turning is going to lead this. Okay, I apologize for 1 minute. I am going to mirror. Okay, so if this doesn't work for you, just completely ignore it. Okay, so from roll back. Okay, that right arm is here and now left fingers point to the center of the forearm. Again, if it doesn't work for you, ignore it. Okay, all right, so you're going to turn from your waist. You're going to turn and you're going to bring that right arm facing up and that left hand to the forearm. Okay, then from here, it's just an expansion. It's just pressing out, okay? So this movement, the meaning of this movement is like we're in like a crowded place and we're expanding out, okay? So we're like making room. So we're using this part of our forearm to press away, okay? But the other palm is pushing. So it's like a support that's going behind to help support it, okay? So one more time, if you want to face your camera, that's usually helpful, okay? So right arm is seated, okay? Left fingers point to the center of the forearm, okay? So remember, we're going to turn and touch. Perfect. And then just expand out. So this part should just be like from going low to going high. Okay, that's all this is, this part, okay? It's that little transition that sometimes gives us a little bit of trouble, okay? So from roll back, everything's where? To that corner direction, okay? So we're turning from our waist. So if we just do that right arm, we're turning, okay? So just that right arm, watch the waist, turn. Yes, that was it. Okay. So if I exaggerate, right, if we're here and I'm just going to make it like way bigger, okay, it's turning. There it was. Okay. Sometimes we need to see it a little bit bigger and it helps. Okay. So from here, with the left palm fingers to the sky, okay, turn in and touch. And now it's just expanding out. You nailed it. Does it feel better? Okay. Take that moment, let the brain switch. We're going to go to the original direction, okay? Sometimes it just takes a bigger movement to understand where we're going. Now remember, yep, let those shoulders hang down, okay? If you ever feel any tension building, just let your arms hang, move them around, swing them, okay? Let them go. Remember, one of the hardest things in Tai Chi is finding lightness through the arms, because what else do we do in life that we hold our arms up in the air for 45 minutes? Okay, so sometimes we just got to shake it out and we just got to let go, all right? So let's go to the original direction, all right, from roll back, sinking into that left leg. Let's step out, all right? Remember, the arms are to the corner. So really use that waist turning, leads the movement so that we can touch. Then it's just expanding as we move forward, okay? So part of the movement is the turning, the other part is that expanding, okay? So coming back again into roll back, make sure we have that beautiful inner thigh work going on here. We're really using all the muscles. Roll back, turn from your waist to touch the forearm, nice and close. Then expand out. Remember, elbow and knee in line, torso's less than corner, but more than straight. Doing good? Is that better? I can't see you. I can only see like, okay, this much. All right. Everyone's camera angle is different. It's part of the guessing game of where your arms are. I have to like understand your camera level. All right. Any other questions? We're going to keep practicing, so don't worry. All right. Want to do push? Push is a little bit easier. Okay. All right. So watch one time. All right. So from here, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn to straight and flatten our arms. This should feel familiar from opening. Then we're going to come back. The palms are going to wait until the last second to sit up in front of the shoulders or in front of the ribs, and then we're going to push to shoulder height. All right. Please excuse the little blips here. I was up at 5:30 thanks to daylight savings time with a toddler. Not cool. Okay. All right. So I apologize. All right. So from the other direction, just so you can see that left arm a little bit more clearly, okay? What do? Again, waist, not hips, right? Waist, lower back, turning so that everything goes straight. Then we sit up the palms at the last second, and then we push. Okay? So, again, what are we using? That beautiful bow stance that we set up with ward off right? So we're really getting that chance to exercise our legs, to really check in on the alignment of our footwork, and also do what? Learn how to use that turning without turning and closing our hips and messing up our knees, right? So let's start from our press position and just talk about the waist and the movement. So remember, with press, we're slightly open, not 45 degrees, so the hips are not following, or the shoulders are not following the hip direction. They're a little bit closed off, okay? So the first thing you're gonna do, turn your torso to straight. Then you're gonna shift back, and then you're gonna shift forward. That's simple, okay? So if we hold our arms out in that hug a tree position, that might help with where we are. So we're slightly turned. We're gonna go to straight. Now check, when you turned from your waist, did you turn your left leg at all? Or did it stay in line? Okay, now shift back, both knees in line, and then shift forward. Okay, so how is our footwork? Are we nailing that? I really want you guys to have super strong footwork. Remember, how many of us are here for balance? It starts with those legs, all right? It starts with the footwork, all right? So we really want to nail this. We really want to make sure that every single time you're moving forward and back and you're turning, we're not turning like this, okay? We're turning from here. Turn, okay? Turning. Remember, sitting in a chair is a great thing to lock those hips into position and really work on this waist body turning, okay? So the arms, all right? Going to the normal direction, give me that beautiful press. So left palm on the right forearm, okay? From the normal direction. All right, what are you gonna do? How do you flatten both arms? You're just gonna open them up. You're gonna turn both palms facing down and then just open them to shoulder height and shoulder width. Beautiful. Now the elbows come back. Those palms are gonna stay flat until the last second when they sit up. Now remember, when they sit up, they don't have to be this close, first of all. We all have things we're working on, okay? So they're sitting up, remember, not too low. Okay, this is the most common thing we see. We want to be high enough so the wrists are higher than the elbows, okay? Also, when we're here, I'm going to turn another direction to demonstrate. We want to have our back relaxed or chest sinking in and back rounded. Now that's not over rounded, but we're not doing this, which is also very common, with our elbows just straight back, okay? We want to have our elbows pointed where? Those rear corner directions. So we're nice and relaxed. We have that piece of fruit underneath our arms. We're not pulling back. We're just relaxed about it. Okay, is that clear? Because that's very important. All right, so let's just do that part again, okay? I'm gonna just show you one more time up close. So from press, okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna flatten both palms going down and open up the arms. Okay, beautiful. That looks great. All right, original direction, how we always practice. Press. Okay, turn the torso, flatten out the arms. Okay, now come back, draw the elbows back, palms sit up. Beautiful height. Okay, now push to shoulder height, shoulder width apart. Okay, I think everyone's going to do it, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, all right, because this is normal. All right, sometimes I'll see this, very flat. Sometimes I'll see this. If you feel an extreme stretch through this part of your hand right here, okay, I want you to relax. All right, I want you to let those palms turn in and face each other a little bit. Remember, when we do these movements, we're using this L portion right here, okay? This is what we're using. We're not using the whole palm like this, okay? We're not using the knife edge. If you have a wall that you can like do a little beating on, okay? This is a great thing to go to a wall. I'll show you in between the pictures here, okay? And just push so that you understand what this portion is of your palm that we're actually using for these movements, okay? Because this is where the bones meet up, okay? So if we press on the edge of our palm, this could go back too far. If we're slamming this way, whoo, does that hurt, okay? We want to find that perfect position where everything's going to line up. Remember, Tai Chi is about minimum for maximum, okay? So we're going to get that perfect alignment of our body and we're going to use it to our advantage to get the maximum amount out of it, okay? So that being said, let me see, face the cameras for a moment. Let me see your chest level. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Now, push to shoulder height. Shoulder width apart. Woohoo! Very nice. Oh, you know what I love? Your elbows are all sinking down. That is so great. All right, let's do it with the footwork. Okay, so these are a little bit easier of movements to link together. And then here's the cool thing. You want the really cool bit? I don't know if it's cool if you're really starting to learn the form. But these 5 movements are all part of one huge greater movement called grasping the bird's tail, sometimes called grasping the sparrow's tail. So ward off left, ward off right, roll back, press, and push are all under grasping the bird's tail. That being said, we really want to lock these movements in because we repeat them again and again in the form. So then when we continue to learn the form and we practice, it's like going home. It's like, oh, this is comfortable. right? We can like relax into this when we practice and we have new moves in between and we're like, oh, okay, I know where I am again. All right. So let's do it from press into push. All right. So again, check your bow stance. Always give yourself that best start possible. All right. Press, torso slightly open, elbow and knee in line, left palm pressing to the right forearm. Okay. Use what? Waist turning, not the hips. Waist, flatten the arms. Everything's going where? 3 o'clock. So in line with your foot direction. Pull those elbows back, draw back, and then sit up the palms at the last moment. Sometimes we say going over a ball. We're nice, sit it up. Everything's where? Back leg, and then push out of that back leg all the way out through those palms. Doing good? How you feeling? Doing good? All right. I really want to make sure, I know some of you have been here, you've been through section 1, so we're working on those details, but we have some people who are new, so I really want to make sure everyone's getting the most out of this class that they can. All right, so ready to do it again? From press. Checking. Remember, I'm setting up really quick, okay? Many years of Tai Chi. Make sure that you take the time to set up properly, starting from press. Okay, push. Turn from the waist, palms face down, arms shoulder height, shoulder width. Drawing back, coming over that ball so that the palms sit up at the last moment. Where our wrists higher than our elbows, and then we push to shoulder height. Now, are we using that kind of L-shaped portion of our palm here? And are you leaning? So your goal is to have one line from your heel all the way through your head. Yes, everyone looks great. Nice work. Nice work. All right, let's connect it all together. You ready to get that big practice in? Because sometimes, right, we can do the new movement and then maybe add even on this other new movement, but then when we link it all together, it's kind of harder, right? Because we have to remember everything we've done thus far. So let's start to prepare. Let's really get some practice in tonight, all right? So shoulders width apart, beautiful stance. Fingertips brush the sides of your thighs. Take that moment to really relax into it. Check in on that lower back waist area. All right, float those arms up for opening. Shoulder height, shoulder width. Upper arms go down, forearms, and then palms. Okay, grasping the bird's tail, ward off left, shift left, turn on your right heel. Reaching out with that right arm. Remember, turn your torso back to straight for a split second, and then turning open, less than corner, more than straight, ward off left. Shift your weight to the right leg, turning for ward off right. Rotate both arms. Bend that right arm underneath as you close and step, and then hinge it up as you press down, keeping that space small between the fingers and the forearm. Okay, keep that space. Turn to the corner for roll back. Shifting, turning from your waist. Arms go to the other corner. Now use that waist turning to bring the left palm to the right forearm, and then expand up and out for press. Okay, flatten both arms, turning from your waist, and then coming back. We say over that ball, we sit up the palms, and then push. Did you get it? Yes, nice work. All right, let's practice a few more times, okay? Let's really get this ingrained in us for tonight. Do we have any questions before we just keep practicing? Okay, the goal of this continuous practice of going again and again is to get more of a feel of what it's like to practice more of the form, okay? So each week you're gonna get a new movement or maybe a review, but you're gonna get a little piece to add on or to refine to really build your at-home practice, okay? So, you ready? We're just gonna start over. We're gonna do 3 times in a row. Just keep going. Ready? Let's do it. All right, from prepare. I'm going to try to call out different things each time. All right, so prepare. Remember, lift through the crown of your head, tuck that tailbone down. Opening, really let those arms feel light and airy and just let them float back down. Ward off left, shifting your weight, turn everything together. Now as you sink down, turn back, stepping out, and now turning again. Less than straight, more than corner. Shift back. Now remember, leg, waist, arm turns 45 degrees, and then we rotate the arms, stepping out, and then hinge up as we press down. Torso is 45 degrees. Okay, torso turns to straight for roll back. And then leading the arms, waist is 45 degrees again to the corner. Turning from the torso, closing a little bit, and then expand up and out. Okay, now go back to straight with that torso and come over a ball and push. Okay, shake out the arms. All right, give yourself that second to reset. Let's do it again. All right. Again, calling out different things each time. Try my best. Let's see what we got. Prepare. All right, remember we start lifting and then rotate those arms, go together. Nice and relaxed. Really let those shoulders hang down the whole time. Fingertips point forward in front of the hips. Shifting left. Right arm goes back a little bit, left arm goes forward. Reach out with that right arm, bend the left arm underneath, close and step. And then coming over that left forearm, lifting up and pressing down, go together for ward off left. Shift to the right. Turn everything together. Now, left palm point down, right fingers point down. Then bend that right elbow, close the arms and step. Hinge the arm up. Left fingers point to the right forearm, ward off right. Rotate both arms, left palm to the sky, right palm seated. Shift your weight back, turning arms go down a little bit to the other corner. Turning little circle with that right arm, touch the left palm to the forearm, and then expanding up and out for press. Flatten both arms. Draw those palms back and sit them up at the last moment, and then push to shoulder height and shoulder width apart. All right. Ready? One more time. Okay, let's do it. All right. From prepare. Opening. Rotate and lift. Upper arms, forearms, and palms pressing down. Shift and turn everything together. Turning back as you reach out, sinking down and step, lift and press down, go together, torsos vertical. Shifting back, turn. Okay, rotate, shift and close and step wide enough. Beautiful bow stance for ward off right and continuing for roll back. Rotate to the corner, really pushing back with those legs. Knees in line with the toe direction, touching left palm to forearm, and then expanding out for press. Turning, flatten the arms. Use those legs, moving back, sit up the palms, and then push. Whew. All right, great work tonight. Does anyone have any questions? Any comments or concerns before we close class tonight? You guys did some really, really great practice, okay? That's a lot of detail. That's a lot of legwork, all right? Remember, we're just gonna keep on going, all right? You guys are doing great, all right? Next week, I believe it's Rita is going to sub the class for me. It is 1 week that I will miss, so it will be single whip, but we will review the following week, okay, before we move on, because the footwork in single whip can be a little bit trickier. So I really want to make sure that everyone feels comfortable with these movements. Our goal, right, is to enjoy our practice and also improve our health and well-being, right? So that starts with building a solid foundation in our footwork. So that's what we're really going for in this class. All right. Anything else before we close class? All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Great work tonight. I hope you have a lovely evening and rest of your week. Thank you, everyone.
Great class.
Oh, thank you.